Man, look at here, okay? Look at here. I wasn't gonna do it, but I did it anyway. I just plugged in and I'm doing this video because I had to just say this. Easier for me to say it than to write it down in the comments, so I'm just gonna put it out here in the video. Canelo moving up to cruiserweight to take a championship fight, the WBC champion again. Somebody who knows, a champion that nobody really knows, because of course nobody really pays attention to cruiserweight. Nobody paid attention to cruiserweight since Evander Holyfield, and then since recently Usyk, right? But fighting's been going on at cruiserweight. Of course, there's champions there. There's 4 different champions, and now we'll start with the other side. A lot of people may say this is cherry picking from Canelo because he's just cherry picking out the champions that he wants to fight, that he knows that he'll have the best opportunity to beat. That could be cherry picking, or you can say it's smart for him to do this because, okay, so that's the one side, right? He's cherry picking because he doesn't want to fight the other guys, you know, the top guys at 168 and where they want him to go down to 160, and he's not going to fight the guys at light heavyweight. Okay, maybe so. But think about it. If you're in Canelo's shoes, what would you do? What's the smartest route for you to do? You've already been boxing for 15 plus years. You've already accomplished so much. But now you're getting towards the end of your career. And you want to go out with like Mayweather says, with all your faculties, right? So I mean, and I know it could be the Floyd virus. It could be the Floyd virus. I didn't come up with that, but that's what it is. I can see what you're saying, Cap. I can see what you're saying, Caps. That it is like a Floyd virus. You know what I mean? You love it, you hate it, but you love it because, I mean, think about it. That's genius for Canelo to do that, because being the unified champion at 168 and with his team and you know, the money that they have available, it's easy for him to just make these fights. And why? And look, every fight is not an easy fight, okay? I know people want to say that when he fought Yildirim and Caleb Smith and all those guys, Caleb Plant and Billy Joe Sanders, those are not easy fights. Even though these guys are not big name guys and don't necessarily have you know what I mean, the power to stop Canelo, but they do have the skill set. You know what I mean? They do have skill. They are boxers, and you know, a lot of times, sometimes it only takes one shot, whether you have power or not. But Canelo is smart. He's picking this. He's doing what he wants to do. But I mean, think about it. He's already getting ready to fight this guy in January. He's staying busy because he knows what he wants to do. He beats this guy cruiserweight. Guess what? He's a 5 division world champion. Not many people can say that they're 5 division. There's a few 2s. I mean, there's a lot of 2s. There's a few 3s. 3 division world champion. There's not many 4 division world champions in boxing history. And how many 5 division world champions? The only other 5 division world champion I know, if I can think about it off the top of my head, is Mayweather. And then, of course, Pacquiao. Pacquiao's the highest with 8. Who else is the 5 division world champion? I don't know. If you guys know, let me know. I know Mayweather and Pacquiao. I'm trying to think of some others. I don't think Roy Jones was. Did Roy Jones start at middleweight? And then Bernard John Hopkins too. I don't know, but how many 5-division world champions are there? Now, I already know he's gonna pull it off. I already know Canelo's gonna pull it off. I mean, I'm pretty sure he can beat this guy. It's gonna be tough for him, but I don't know if he's gonna knock him out because he's a much bigger guy. But he did knock out Kovalev at what was that, 175? So, but this is cruiserweight. These are big boys. These are big boys. You know what I mean? 180 or almost heavyweights, right? But I have all the confidence in the world that Canelo will win this fight and become a 5-division world champion, which is crazy, which is smart for him because that's where his legacy is supposed to lead to. Think about it. He fought a 5-division world champion. His only loss. He took a lot, and I know, behind the scenes, I'm pretty sure Mayweather told him, hey, look, this is what you need to do to get to my level, to my status. Because, of course, Canelo's thinking about the money. He's thinking about the legacy he can leave for his children. And there's a blueprint to follow. Mayweather gave him the blueprint to follow. You know what I mean? Don't know where Mayweather got it from, but he got it from somebody. Or somewhere. Canelo's following the same blueprint. And he's smart and he's genius. And I have nothing bad to say about it. But my thought is this, right? Imagine this. What if this nigger decides to fight at heavyweight? Because if he fights at cruiserweight and wins in the way that he wins, this nigger could go to fucking heavyweight and fight one of the smaller heavyweight guys, i.e. Usyk, beat him and become a 6th-division world champion and a heavyweight world champion. Can you imagine that? I'm not going to say he'd be the greatest boxer of all time, but he would be one of the greatest. Because who does that? Who starts at fucking middleweight? Well, there's guys who've done it before. I think Roy Jones started at middleweight. He went to heavyweight. He won, I think. He won the title at heavyweight. But I don't know if he was 6th division world champion like Canelo. Like Canelo would be. James Toney went up there as well. Smaller guys. I mean, it could be done. And he's probably thinking about those guys. Vander Holyfield. He's thinking about those guys. Say, hey, they can do it. I can do it. And he's got the team, and he's got the management and the money to do that. Man, that's awesome, Canelo. That's wonderful. Wish you the best luck. But I have a feeling he's gonna take this belt of cruiserweight. And he's not worried about all those guys down at the bottom because they have to prove themselves, right? But they have to prove themselves to themselves. I read a really good comment that said, well, these guys, now they got to fight each other because Canelo's stepping out of the way. Because think about it. The biggest reason why all these guys want to fight Canelo is because they want a payday. That's the biggest reason, because they know they're going to get paid. Even if they lose or not. Even if they lose, they're still going to get paid. Billy Joe Sanders retired after the Canelo fight. I mean, and I'm just going to say it is very similar to Mayweather, because after Mayweather fought a lot of the guys in the last parts of his career, they retired. Think about it. They retired. Why? Because they got that payday. I think Shane Mosley fought like one fight, or Giki fight actually fought Mayweather. I don't know. Gotta look that up. Marcos Maidana retired, and he still had a lot of fight in him. I think he's still boxing. I think he came back, but he did retire. When's the last time you seen Andre Berto fight? And Andre Berto was a young guy. When's the last time you see him fight? What's your boy? Robert Guerrero. He fought this year. Maybe that was the second time he fought after he fought Mayweather. How many years ago? They got the Mayweather sweepstakes. course, you know Pacquiao, but Pacquiao's a different guy. He's a great minded. He's a great guy on his own. And plus, Pacquiao was with Bob Arum at the time, so he didn't rake in all the cash like he was supposed to, like he wanted to. I'm just remembering the guys that Mayweather fought. Manuel Marquez. What has Marquez done since he fought Mayweather? I don't know if he fought Pacquiao after that. Maybe. I don't remember. I'm trying to go back. Look at fucking Conor McGregor. After he fought Conor McGregor, he was done. He was like, why do I gotta fight him when I'm fucking super rich? He tried to come back in MMA just so blah blah blah, but he didn't really want it. He wasn't motivated anymore. Why? Because I got paid, baby. Like, who else? Oh, gosh. Who else? I mean, real fights. I'm not going to talk about the Paul fight, because that doesn't count. And that's not a guy that's been fighting all his career anyway. Even what about Chinchin? The Chinchin Okawa guy he fought. Haven't heard anything from that guy anymore. And that was an exhibition fight. Who else did he fight? I'm trying to remember. Victor Ortiz. What has Victor Ortiz done? He's done. He's not hungry anymore. He got paid all that money. Anyway, but then you look and it looks like the same thing as the same. Pardon me. Hold on. The same patterns going on with the guys that are fighting Canelo. They're getting paid. Callum Smith fought again lightweight. You know, he's a young guy, but he's probably not serious anymore. Billy Joe Sanders, done. He said he don't need to fight no more. I'm pretty sure Caleb Plant thinking about that too. He got paid. Yildirim, paid. The other Smith brother that they fought, paid. And now this new guy, paid. But you got a lottery. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's boxing. It's the politics of boxing. These guys need to get paid for what they do. You know what I mean? Just like we all need to get paid for what we do. We all should get paid more for what we do. But, you know, in certain circumstances, it's not a free market like it is, like, you know, with the boxing thing, you know? Even the athletes, professional, they need to get paid more. All the stuff that they have to go through. I mean, you think about for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? You're going to box for 10 years, but after that, you may be broken down. You know what I mean? Who's going to take care of your medicine? You know what I mean? What are you going to do for you got to get paid. It makes sense, though. It makes so much sense. I'm proud of Canelo. But this is what I like to see, because I get it. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are going to hate and complain, just like they did with Mayweather. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? They're going to complain, blah, 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 blah. And I know why, you know, and I know why Pacquiao, he's a fighter. I mean, Pacquiao's a different kind of guy. You know what I mean? Pacquiao was never worried about how many times he lost. Pacquiao was in it for the challenge. Not necessarily for the money, but money does help. You know what I mean? He's not fighting for anything. And for a larger part of his career, Manny Pacquiao wasn't promoting himself. So the big fights that he could have got paid a lot more money, but he wasn't really worried about that. He was just worried. He's like Terrence Crawford has that mentality that Pacquiao has, that fighting mentality. But it just happens to not have lost. And then also because, oh, hold on, I need to take my seatbelt off, sorry. Then also because of Bud Crawford's boxing ability, nobody wants to fight that dude, man. Because he's that good. Because he's that good, nobody wants to fight him. And then with the, not wanting to lose your O, nobody wants to fight. Nobody wants to fight Bud. You know what I mean? But we'll find out this Saturday, see what happens. I don't have any predictions, but I didn't want to say that about Canelo, man. That was about Canelo. I'm not surprised. I kind of had that in my back of my mind. I was thinking that too, if he just moved up and just, avoided those guys and all their bullshit, because Canelo's gonna make his money anyway. Canelo's gonna make his money regardless. It doesn't matter who he fights. He's still gonna make his money. He's at that level now. So it's like everybody else just wants to fight because they want to get a piece of the payday and a chance to see if they can dethrone Canelo. But they won't. They'll get their ass whooped. They all will. I'm going with him. Right now, Canelo's got the Ultra Instinct going right now. He's Ultra Instinct Goku right now. Ultra Instinct Goku mixed with Ultra Ego Vegeta right now. Nobody's gonna beat him, man. And he's not gonna put himself in a position to be dominated. I don't see him ducking at all or cherry picking. I just see him being smart about his business, doing what needs to be done, and making his way into the legacy of boxing as a 5 potential 6 division world champion. And he'll always be remembered. I mean, forever. Because when they put him up on the record, how many 5 division world champions are there in the history of boxing? How many 6 division world champions are there? You know what I mean? Anyway, I bet you he's going up to heavyweight too. Watch. He's going to beat this guy at cruiserweight. This is what I think Canelo, their team is thinking. Go to cruiserweight, get a title there, right? That's going to build up his name more. After that, go back down, either fight a guy at lightweight, or a catchweight between super middleweight and lightweight. Fight one of those guys that have been begging for the fight, whoop their ass, have another fight with one of those guys between those weight classes, whoop their ass, and then set up a mega fight at heavyweight with whoever the champion is. Unless it's Tyson Fury, because he doesn't want to fuck with Tyson Fury. Because nobody wants to fuck with Tyson Fury. Maybe it's Usyk, maybe it's Joshua, I don't know. But I'm thinking it's going to be Usyk, because the Joshua and Usyk fight again, Usyk's probably going to win again, and then that could set up a fight between Canelo and Usyk. Usyk is a smaller guy, and I think Canelo could beat him. I think Canelo could beat Usyk. I think Canelo could beat Usyk. I think Canelo could beat Usyk or Joshua. Either one of those two, I think he could beat those guys in a boxing fight. Even though Joshua's a bigger guy, but fucking Kovalev was a bigger guy, taller guy, and Canelo can still thump, right? He can still hit and take a shot too. So, but if Tyson Fury got all the belts, that's it for Canelo, and that's why I think Canelo is trying to push his way up there, because who knows how long it's going to be before a fight between Tyson and Fury, you know what I mean? Because once Tyson Fury has all the belts, that's a wrap. But nobody else is going to beat that man. So Canelo might be trying to jump in when he can fit in, which is smart. Anyway, I'm out. Excuse me, love you guys. You guys are awesome. Let's go.